Overheard my wife planning to meet her married ex during our honeymoon, so I calmly canceled her return ticket and left her stranded at the resort. Just 3 weeks after we got married, her return ticket was canceled, leaving her stranded at the resort after only 3 weeks of marriage. Hey Reddit, I'm not sure what to do, or maybe I already did it. I need to know if I'm the jerk for what happened. My wife, let's call her Anna, and I got married 3 weeks ago. We dated for 2 years. The wedding was nice, not too big. Our families and friends were there, and we paid for a lot of it ourselves. Anna really wanted a special honeymoon. For months, she'd shown me pictures of this place with blue water, white sand, and bungalows over the ocean. It cost a lot of money, but I wanted to make her happy, so I booked it. 10 days, her dream trip. We flew there 2 days ago. It was a long flight. When we got to the hotel, it was just like the pictures, very pretty. Anna was so happy. She took many photos and said, "This is perfect, thank you." I was happy because she was happy. Yesterday was our first full day. We had breakfast, walked on the beach, and went swimming. In the afternoon, I started getting a headache, probably from the long flight and the sun. I told Anna I needed to find some pain medicine and get more bottled water. She was looking at her phone, getting ready to call her best friend, Lisa, to tell her about the place. She said, "Okay, sure," without really looking up from her screen. Our hut was one of those over-the-water types, quite big. The bedroom was in the back, and the main living area and balcony faced the ocean at the front. I thought there might be extra water bottles or a small first aid kit near the minibar, closer to the hut's entrance. If not, I figured I'd call the front desk. I walked towards the entrance to look for the water and medicine. I found a couple of small water bottles in a mini fridge, and thankfully, I remembered I'd packed some headache pills in my carry-on bag, which I'd left near the door. I took a pill and drank a full bottle of water. I felt a little better. As I walked back towards the main living area, planning to lie down in the bedroom, Anna was already on her phone call. She was on the balcony, her back to the room, looking out at the ocean, talking to Lisa. The balcony door was partly open, I guess to let the sea breeze in. She didn't hear me walk back into the main room. I tend to walk quietly anyway. I was about to say something, just to let her know I was back, and heading to the bedroom, but then I heard her voice change. It wasn't her normal chatting voice. It sounded more excited, like she was sharing a big secret. The first few words I heard clearly made me stop dead in my tracks. I didn't make a sound. I heard her say, "Oh my God, Lisa, I can't wait. It's all working out perfectly." Lisa must have asked what she meant. Anna then said, "Noah." Seeing Noah. He said he can get away for a few days. My ears perked up. Noah is her high school boyfriend. I knew they were social media friends, but I didn't think they talked much. Anna had told me a long time ago that he was married. She kept talking, her voice full of energy. "He's going to try and meet me in a city near our honeymoon location, but not on the island itself, when we leave here. Or maybe I'll go to a different city further away for a bit on the way back." I told him I could make it work. Then she giggled. A kind of sneaky giggle. "I've been talking to him for like 6 months now. Can you believe it? He's so unhappy with his wife. He said I'm the only one who understands him." 6 months. That means she was talking to him before our wedding, while we were planning our future, while I was working to pay for this honeymoon she wanted so badly. I heard her say, "Yeah, my husband has no idea. He's so predictable. He'll just want to go straight home. I'll say I want to visit my cousin in city she mentioned as a possible Noah meeting spot for a few days before heading back. He won't care, he'll be fine with it." She told Lisa how Noah still made her feel things, how they had so much history, how he was her first love, and you never forget your first love. She said she deserved to be happy, and Noah made her feel a spark she hadn't felt in ages. She was gushing about him, about meeting him. It sounded like this plan to meet Noah was more important, more exciting to her than our actual honeymoon. I didn't move. I just stood there in the living area, listening. My headache was completely gone, replaced by a cold feeling in my chest. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This was our honeymoon, a place she said was her dream, and all along she was planning to meet another man. After she finished her call, she came back into the living room from the balcony, smiling and looking very pleased. She saw me and said, "Oh, you're back. Feeling any better?" I just looked at her. I didn't say anything for a moment. She asked, "Are you okay? You look pale." I said, "My headache is gone." She went to take a shower. While she was in the bathroom with the water running, I thought very hard. I replayed her words in my head. 6 months. He has no idea. Deserve to be happy. The lies, the planning. When she came out of the shower, she was humming a little tune. She seemed very happy and relaxed. I stood up from the chair I had sunk into. I walked towards our suitcases in the bedroom area. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm packing my things." She laughed, a confused sound. "Packing for what? We just got here. Are you planning a surprise?" I said, "I'm going home." Her face changed. The smile disappeared. "What are you talking about? Are you sick? Did something happen?" I said, "No, I'm not sick." I opened my suitcase and started putting my clothes into it. She started to look worried, a bit annoyed. "Hey, stop this. This isn't funny. What's wrong with you?" I said, "I heard your call with Lisa." Her eyes got wide. She stopped moving. She didn't say anything for a long moment. Then she said, "What? Did you hear?" I said, "Everything." She started to deny it immediately. No, you misunderstood. Noah is just an old friend. Lisa and I were just joking around, girl talk." I said, "You said he was unhappy with his wife. You said he made you feel a spark. You said I had no idea because I was predictable. You had a plan to lie to me." She started to get angry then, her face red. "You were eavesdropping on my private conversation. That's a complete violation of my privacy. How dare you?" I said, "You were planning to cheat on me on our honeymoon. You married me under false pretenses. This marriage is over." She started screaming then, really screaming, calling me names, saying I was crazy, insecure, and controlling, saying I was ruining everything, her dream trip. I finished packing my bag. I made sure I had my passport, wallet, and phone. She stood in front of the hut door, blocking my way. "You are not leaving me here. You can't do this." I said, "Watch me." I moved her out of the way. She tried to grab my arm, her fingers digging in. I pulled my arm back. I walked out of the hut. I went straight to the resort's front desk. I told the person there that I needed to check out. They looked very surprised and asked if there was a problem. I said, "Yes, a big one." I paid for the one night we had stayed. I had paid for the whole 10-day stay in advance using my credit card. I knew I likely wouldn't get any of that money back, but at that moment, I didn't care about the money. I asked them to arrange a boat to take me to the main island where the airport was located. While I was waiting for the boat, I did 2 very specific things. 1, I called the airline. I explained I needed to change my flight to go home immediately. I got a flight leaving that same night. Her return ticket was booked as part of my booking with my frequent flyer miles and credit card for the taxes. I canceled her return ticket. It was a ticket I had arranged and paid for. 2, I called her parents. Her mother answered the phone. I told her very calmly and clearly what had happened. I said, "Anna and I are on our honeymoon. I just found out that she has been planning to meet her married high school sweetheart, Noah. She has been in contact with him for the past 6 months. She had a detailed plan to meet him after this trip, or possibly even extend her trip to see him by lying to me." I overheard her entire conversation with Lisa detailing these plans. I am leaving her at the resort now. I have canceled her return ticket that I provided. Our marriage is over. Her mom was silent for a long time. I could hear her breathing. Then she started to cry. She said, No, that can't be true. There must be some mistake. Anna wouldn't do that." I said, "I heard what I heard. There is no mistake. I am on my way to the airport now. You will need to contact Anna and help her figure out how she is going to get back home." Then I hung up the phone. I got on the boat, went to the airport, waited for my flight, and got on my flight. I'm now back in my home city. It's the middle of the night here. My phone hasn't stopped ringing since I landed and turned it on. It's Anna, her mom, her dad, her sister, Lisa, her best friend. I haven't answered any of their calls. I've received many texts from Anna. At first, they were confused. "Where did you go? The hotel people said you checked out. What is going on?" Then they turned very angry. "How could you leave me here alone in a foreign country? Are you insane? You canceled my ticket. I'm stranded. How could you do that to me? You called my parents. You absolute bastard. You told them lies." Then the texts became just strings of screaming in capital letters. A lot of bad words, a lot of threats, saying I've ruined her life, ruined her reputation. I'm sitting in my house. It's very quiet here. I feel numb mostly, but I need to know if I'm the jerk for leaving her there, for canceling her ticket, and for telling her parents exactly why I did it. I feel like she betrayed me in the worst possible way. She was clearly going to cheat on me. She lied to me for months. Our wedding, this honeymoon, it feels like it was all based on a lie. So, Reddit, am I the jerk? Update 1 OK, it's been 4 days since my first post. Thank you for the comments. Most of you said NTA, not the asshole. Some said I should have confronted her differently or not told her parents, but I stand by what I did. I'm still home. The jet lag is bad, but not as bad as the situation. My phone continued to blow up for the first 48 hours. It's quieted down a little now, but not completely. Anna's messages. Her first messages after I left were frantic and angry. Like I said, lots of capital letters and exclamation points. You can't just leave me here. I have no money. How am I supposed to get home? She had a credit card, but I guess it has a low limit. We had a joint account for wedding gifts that had some money, but she never got a card for it. I did. I haven't touched that account yet. My parents are going crazy thanks to you. You are a monster. I hate you. Then came the voicemails. Some were her crying, sobbing, saying I misunderstood everything, saying she was just fantasizing and would never have actually met Noah, saying she loves me. Other voicemails were her screaming so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear, calling me every name you can think of, saying I'm controlling and abusive for leaving her, saying I humiliated her. One voicemail said, Noah means nothing to me. You've ruined my reputation with my family for nothing. She demanded I reinstate her ticket, demanded I send her money, demanded I call her parents and tell them I made it all up. I didn't reply to any of her texts or answer any of her calls. What is there to say? I heard what I heard. Her parents. Her mom called me maybe 20 times the first day. Her dad called about 10 times. I answered one call from her dad on the second day. He sounded tired. He said, Son, what is all this? Anna is hysterical. She said you abandoned her over a misunderstanding. I told him, I told your wife what I heard. Anna was on a call with Lisa. She was planning to meet Noah. She said she'd been talking to him for 6 months. She said he was married. She had a plan to lie to me to go see him after the honeymoon. I am not mistaken. He sighed. He said, Noah, her old boyfriend. I thought that was long over. I said, apparently not. He asked me if I was sure. I said I was 100% sure. I told him a few more direct quotes I remembered from her call. Things like her saying Noah made her feel a spark and that she deserved to be happy. He was quiet for a bit. Then he said, canceling her ticket and leaving her there. That was harsh. I said, finding out your wife of 3 weeks is planning to open her legs to another man on your honeymoon is harsh. Finding out she's been talking to him for the 6 months leading up to our wedding is harsh. He didn't have much to say to that. He said they were trying to figure out how to get her a flight home. He sounded embarrassed. He didn't yell at me. He just sounded sad. Her mom sent me a few angry texts. You should have spoken to us first. And you have shamed our family. And Anna would never do such a thing. She is a good girl. I didn't reply to those. Lisa, her best friend, Lisa, sent me a few messages on social media. You need to call Anna. You guys need to talk this out. Then, she made a mistake. Okay, but leaving her like that? Seriously messed up. And finally, you're an ass. She's heartbroken. I hope you're happy. I blocked Lisa. If she knew about this plan, she's not my friend, and Anna's tone on the call made it sound like Lisa knew everything. My actions since returning. I spoke to a lawyer first thing Monday morning. He said I have grounds for an annulment or a divorce based on fraud. He asked if I wanted to try and reconcile. I said, no, absolutely not. He started preparing the paperwork. I changed the locks on my house. Anna has a key, or had a key. She never officially moved in. All her stuff was still at her old apartment, but she was supposed to give it up next month. We were going to move her things properly after the honeymoon. Now, she will not be moving in here. I went to our bank. I have a separate account, and we had that small joint account for wedding gift money. There was about $3,000 in it. I moved half of it, $1,500, into my separate account. I left her half there. I documented this. I also closed a joint credit card we got for honeymoon expenses that we had barely used. My lawyer said this was fine. I started gathering any evidence. I don't have a recording of the call, obviously, but I wrote down everything I heard immediately. After, my lawyer said my testimony would likely work. According to a short call I took from her sister, who was more reasonable, and just wanted to know Anna was physically safe before her parents arranged everything. Anna is still at the resort. Her parents had to book her a new flight. It's apparently very expensive to get a last-minute flight from that remote location. She's supposed to fly back tomorrow or the day after. Her sister said Anna is a wreck, crying, not eating, then screaming. She also said Anna keeps saying I'm misunderstood and that I'm destroying our lives over nothing. No sign of her taking responsibility. I haven't heard anything about Noah or his wife. I didn't contact Noah or his wife. I considered it, I thought, about sending an anonymous message to his wife, but my lawyer said to wait and see and not to do anything that could make me look vindictive if this divorce gets messy. He said the priority is ending the marriage cleanly for now. I have followed that advice. The information about Noah is mainly for my justification for ending the marriage. I still feel mostly numb. Sometimes I feel angry, sometimes a bit stupid for not seeing anything, but there were no signs. She seemed happy, excited for the wedding, for our life, or so I thought. My phone is quieter now. I blocked Anna's number after a few too many screaming voicemails. Her parents have my number, and her sister. I will talk to them for logistics about Anna's things, but that's it. I'm just waiting for the divorce papers to be ready to be served. I don't think I'm the jerk. I think I reacted to a huge betrayal. Thanks for listening, Reddit. I will update again if there are big changes. Update 2. Hello again. It's been a couple of weeks since my last update, and a lot has happened. Anna is back in the country, the divorce papers were served, and we had a confrontation. It was not good. Anna got back about 5 days after my last update. Her parents paid for her new flight. I heard from her sister that the journey was difficult, multiple stops, long layovers. Her sister said Anna arrived exhausted and very emotional. Her parents picked her up from the airport. For a few days, it was quiet. I guess she was recovering at her parents' house. My lawyer sent the divorce papers to her parents' address by process server. He advised this was the best way to ensure. She received them formally. She was served 3 days ago. But yesterday morning, my doorbell rang repeatedly. I looked through the peephole. It was Anna and her mother. I wasn't surprised. I opened the door. Before I could say anything, Anna started shouting. You? How could you do this to me? How could you destroy our marriage? How could you humiliate me like this? Her voice was shaking. She tried to push past me into the house. I blocked the doorway. I said, Anna, there is nothing to discuss. You were served the papers. Our marriage is over. Her mother said, can we please just come in and talk about this calmly? This is not how things should be handled. I said, no, there will be no calm discussion about her plans to cheat on me. I am not interested in talking. I am only interested in finalizing the divorce. Anna started to cry then. I didn't do anything. You twisted everything. Noah is just a friend. I was just excited to see an old friend. You are so jealous and insecure. I said, you told Lisa you had been talking to him for 6 months. You said he was unhappy with his wife. You said he gave you a spark. You had a plan to lie to me to go see him. Those are not the actions of just a friend. She screamed, you're a liar. You're making things up to make me look bad. Then she lunged at me. She tried to slap my face. I stepped back, and she stumbled past me into my hallway. Her mother gasped. I said firmly, Anna, if you touch me, I will call the police. She turned around. You ruined my life. My dream honeymoon. My reputation. My parents are ashamed of me because of your lies. Her mother stepped in then. Anna, calm down. Let's not make this worse. She tried to put her arm around Anna, but Anna pushed her away. No, he needs to hear this. He is a cruel, evil man. Anna yelled. She then picked up a small vase from a hallway table and threw it on the floor. It shattered. That's it, I said. I took out my phone. I'm calling the police. As soon as I said police, Anna's demeanor changed a bit. The fight went out of her a little, replaced by a sort of panic. Her mother said, no, please don't. We will leave. Anna, we are leaving now. She grabbed Anna's arm. Anna was still muttering things like, he'll pay for this, and I did nothing wrong. Her mother pulled her out of the door. Before she left, her mother looked at me and said, she is very upset. She is not herself. This whole thing, it's a terrible shock. I just looked at her. I said, she made her choices. They left. I closed the door. I took a deep breath. My hands were shaking a little from the adrenaline. I didn't call the police then, as they left, but I took pictures of the broken vase. I wrote down exactly what happened, when it happened, and what was said. My lawyer told me to document everything. About an hour later, Anna's father called me. He apologized for Anna's behavior and for the broken vase. He said Anna was extremely distraught and not thinking clearly. He said they were trying to get her help. He also said Anna refuses to sign the divorce papers. She is saying she will fight it. She is saying I have no grounds. I told him, I have grounds. Your daughter committed fraud by marrying me while having an emotional affair and planning a physical one. He sighed heavily. He didn't argue with me. He just said, this is a mess, a terrible mess. About Noah and his wife. Here is a small update on that front. My lawyer had initially advised against contacting Noah's wife. However, after Anna was served and it became clear she was going to fight the divorce and deny everything, my lawyer said it might be strategically useful if Noah's wife knew, as Anna's affair partner could be deposed if needed, and his wife's knowledge might corroborate the situation if Noah confessed to her. He said sending an anonymous letter with the basic facts, Anna's name, Noah's name, the 6-month communication, the plan to meet, to Noah's wife would not be illegal, though it could be seen as aggressive. I thought about it. Anna's complete lack of remorse and her attack on me pushed me over the edge. I wanted the truth out. So I did it. I typed a short anonymous letter. I included some of the specific phrases Anna used about Noah that I overheard. Ones that only someone who heard the call or was told by Anna or Noah would know. I mailed it to Noah's wife. I found her address through some public record searches. It was easy to find. I don't know what will happen with that. It has only been a few days since I sent it. I don't expect to hear anything directly, but if it blows up Anna's plans with Noah for good, then that is a consequence of her actions. My lawyer said this could also backfire if Anna uses it to paint me as vengeful. I accepted that risk. My priority is the divorce, and if Noah confirms the affair to his wife and she then tells someone or it comes out in their own potential divorce, it could help my case if Anna continues to lie. I am trying to get back to normal, work, see my friends. The few I have told are very supportive. I am not sleeping well. Every time the phone rings, I expect it to be more drama. My lawyer said her not signing the papers just means it will take longer. It will go to a default judgment eventually if she doesn't respond, or we will have to go to court if she contests it with a lawyer. He said to prepare for her to try and make things difficult, given her behavior yesterday. I believe him. She is not the person I thought I married, not even close. The entitlement is stunning. The lack of any apology, any self-reflection, is just amazing to me. She genuinely seems to believe she is the victim here, that I ruined her life by discovering her betrayal. So, that's where things are. It's not getting better, it's getting uglier. I will update again when there are more developments. This is harder than I thought it would be. Update 3. It's been nearly 2 months since the confrontation at my house, and about 3 months since D-Day on the honeymoon. If I thought things were ugly then, I was naive. This divorce process is a special kind of hell, and Anna is making sure of it. Anna didn't just refuse to sign the papers. She got a lawyer, a real shark from what I hear. They are contesting the divorce, claiming my reasons are fabricated and malicious. They are denying any affair or plan for an affair. Her lawyer sent a counterproposal that made my jaw drop. Anna is demanding significant spousal support for a marriage that lasted 3 weeks before I found out about her betrayal. Her reasoning: emotional distress and public humiliation caused by my abandonment of her on the honeymoon and slanderous accusations to her parents. She also claims she quit a part-time job she had before the wedding in anticipation of being a married woman, and now her earning capacity has been damaged. The job was 10 hours a week. Half of all assets. This includes half the value of my house, which I owned for 5 years before we even met, half of my savings, again, mostly premarital, and half of the wedding gifts, even the ones from my family. She is also claiming the $1,500 I took from the joint gift account was theft. Payment for her ruined honeymoon and the cost of her emergency flight back. Payment for her legal fees. A formal apology from me for destroying her reputation. My lawyer said, these demands are mostly outrageous and designed to pressure me. He said, we will fight them all, but it means more time, more money, and more stress. Anna has been busy. She's trying to paint me as the villain to anyone who will listen. Mutual friends, some have reached out, confused. Apparently, Anna told them I had a sudden mental breakdown on the honeymoon, became paranoid and controlling, and abandoned her by canceling her ticket. She said I made up the story about Noah to justify my abusive behavior. Some friends believe her, or at least are staying neutral in a way that feels like they believe her. Others know me better and are on my side, but it has still caused rifts. Social media. She hasn't named me directly, but she has made many vague posts about surviving betrayal, escaping a toxic marriage, being abandoned by someone you trusted, and lies being spread by a cruel person. Her friends, including Lisa, comment with supportive messages, calling her strong and brave. It makes me sick. Her family, her parents, are a mixed bag. Her dad seems to understand the truth, but is caught in the middle. He called me once, very stressed, and asked if there was any way to make this go away quietly. I told him she needs to admit the truth and sign the divorce papers. Without these ridiculous demands. He said she refuses. Her mom, from what I hear, is fully on Anna's side, believing I am the bad guy who tricked her innocent daughter. Her sister still talks to me occasionally, mostly to express frustration with Anna's dramatics and refusal to face reality. She said Anna has emotional breakdowns daily, which usually involve screaming, crying, and blaming everyone but herself. The direct harassment hasn't stopped, it just changed. Block calls. I still get calls from no caller ID that I don't answer. I assume it's her. Work incident. 2 weeks ago, she showed up at my workplace. I work in a fairly large office building. She got past the front desk by saying she was Mrs. my last name and was dropping off lunch for me. She came to my department and started shouting my name, demanding to talk to me. My manager and security had to escort her out. She was screaming that I was trying to ruin her and that I was a liar. It was humiliating. My HR department got involved. My lawyer sent a cease and desist letter to her lawyer about contacting me at work. Physical incident. Last week, I was putting my trash cans out on the curb in the evening. A car slowed down. It was her. She rolled down the window and started screaming obscenities at me. Then she threw a milkshake out the window at me. It mostly hit my arm and the wall of my house. Then she sped off. I got the license plate. It was her car. I called the police that time. They took a report. I cleaned up the milkshake. It was just another reminder of how unstable she is acting. My lawyer is using this for a possible restraining order application. I heard through Anna's sister that my anonymous letter to Noah's wife definitely arrived. Apparently, Noah's wife confronted him. He denied it at first, then trickled out some truths, then maybe all of it. The sister said Noah and his wife are having serious problems. She also said Anna called Noah crying after his wife found out, and Noah apparently told Anna to leave him alone and that she, Anna, had caused enough trouble. So Anna's grand plan to run off with her married high school sweetheart is completely destroyed. According to her sister, Anna is furious about this. She blames me for ruining Noah's marriage and interfering in her personal life. The lack of self-awareness is astounding. She sees no connection between her actions and these consequences. It is always someone else's fault, specifically my fault. My lawyer is now pushing for a court date. He said mediation is unlikely to work with someone this unreasonable and combative. We are preparing our financial disclosures and our arguments against her demands. He is confident about the spousal support, short marriage, her actions, but said dividing assets can always be tricky, even with clear premarital contributions. He thinks her increasingly erratic behavior, work incident, milkshake attack, will actually help my case by showing her instability and lack of credibility. We are documenting every single incident. I am tired. This is exhausting. There are no good days, just days where it is slightly less awful. I just want this to be over. I want her out of my life. I have accepted there is no easy way out. I changed my phone number. Only family and close friends have the new one. I am considering moving once the divorce is final. I just want peace. This is my life now, dealing with the fallout of marrying someone who was apparently a complete stranger with a secret life. I don't know when the next update will be, probably when there is a major court development or knowing Anna, another crazy incident. Thanks for reading. It helps to write it all down, even if it's just to show.